Okay, time to fight Gandalf. Fully healed? No, we're not. Okay, before attacking, let's look at our stats. Level 31. You can see the amount of magic we have here, which is plenty. This is how hard our cleric hits. And the Viking, the priest, and the wizard. You can't see the magic resistance. I might want to add that in the future, but it takes quite a lot of coning, and I'm going to have to do that well. Okay, what does he have to say? Yeah, we remember you. So it's getting very metaphysical. I was thinking, I've beaten this game, this version, I said earlier about 40 times. Well, maybe it's more like 20 times. I've beaten the original Final Fantasy on the NES at least 10 times, maybe 20. Then there were the remakes, the PlayStation 1 version. I tried out, didn't like it. The Game Boy Advance version, because it was on the Game Boy, I could play it quite a lot. And I remember trying all kinds of parties on that version. So I think I beat that about 20 times. There were also emulators, so I could replay the NES version. I think I did that 2 or 3 times. Then I found out about mods about 10 years ago, and played a couple of those, like Z-Zonk. He has his hard version, hard mode hack. I would recommend that if you find the game too easy. He's rebalanced that amazingly, so I beat that a couple times, twice or 3 times. It's too hard for my taste, but whatever. Jeff Ludwig has an excellent mod, and he's made a lot of different versions. He eventually put 12 characters in, so I think I beat his versions 15 times or so. Of course, the pink buff version, I played that 3 times. And then we have this one. So what I'm getting at, you kind of wonder who's in the time loop. Is it Gandalf, Garland, or is it me? Who keeps returning to this fellow. So we're going to beat Chaos now for what I estimate my 50th time now. One last word. We'll see about the Doom. There you have him. The music is the same, as always, so there's no special music here. He hits pretty hard. He puts a lot of status effects when he hits you. I'm going to start with Invis. You can do Wilt, you can do Show, and you can start buffing. I want to get 255 evade as quickly as possible to avoid all the status problems. Okay, well, he starts with haste, doubling his attacks. I think he has 3 attacks, and I will be 6. He casts Cure 4, so I think I'm going to wait for him to cast Cure, or I'll wait. I'll start attacking when I have enough buffs. Flare does average damage against him. I'll show it later, but let's start with the buffs. More evasion. Okay, we got lucky with the Hex. That was nice. That really makes a difference, because Hex used to be totally overpowered in this version, and now it's quite doable. Okay, he casts Cure. It's time to start attacking. Okay, still hit us 4 times, so we need more evasion. Almost hit him for 2,000 there. I wonder if his attack is still 80 or I turned it to 75. At 80 it was just a little bit too strong if you didn't have defensive physical buffs. Let's see how far we can get with temper. No, 2,500. I've never seen these numbers before, to be honest. Okay, we really need to avoid the attacks. But I've cast it 3 times now, 4 times, so I'm going to go switch to shield now, so that if he connects, the damage will be less. Now I'm going to cast a flare, see how much damage that does. Okay, well, flare ignores magical resistance, so that's why, even though we had shell on, it hit for quite a lot. Ooh, last cure. I'm going to put this one here, and this one here, and why not? Good. Oof. I think he's dead. Yep. There we have it. Speed things up. I'm sure you've seen this ending before. There we go. I've never really enjoyed this ending that much. It's a lot of mumble jumble about elements and being the hero and closing the time loop. And well, we'll just fast forward to it. I'm going to make a couple more videos showing the secret enemies in this game, which include the Warmech. We already encountered the gold golems, but they were easy to kill because they were vulnerable to death magic. So I'm going to look for them again, see how our fight goes without that. And against the hardest enemy in the game, the so-called Pimpuff. Pimpuff, the enemy was in the original game, was one of the harder slimes. I changed that to become just the max enemy, max in all stats and defenses, everything. I've never been able to beat it. I might have to grind to level 50 before I have a chance. But let's first take out the Warmech and see later what goes on. So, oh, this is always fun to look at, isn't it? This kind of brings me back. As a kid beating the game the first time, and I'm really proud of that. Using Nintendo Power's strategy guide, of course. It took me years to find the Iron Golem. And that's that. I don't think you can click this away. Nope. So, well, I guess you have to reset. I'm just going to go back and exit here. Heal up. But even though that won't do anything because I had a couple of magic spells. Okay. And we're going to look for the Warmech first, who is only on the Warmech bridge. In Pimpuff's version, he's in other places. I didn't like that. I felt that the Warmech should be... Because in the original game, he was harder than Tiamat. I always liked that. I thought this is a special, unique, secret boss, and he's extra hard, and you can only find him in one place. You really shouldn't encounter him unless you're really looking for him. So, yeah, I'm going to end the video here because going to the top floor won't be very interesting. So I'll see you next time.